There are times of sorrow or grief. There are times of regret and times of trauma. And sometimes these experiences refuse to go away. They stay around, recurring in your mind, and now you are haunted. Come, seek to escape the thing that haunts you tonight in The Hunt of the Haunt. Welcome, fellow Mooncats, to the 6th video in a series of 8 special readings, taking us all the way up to Halloween night. Each of these readings is drawn from an element associated with the hallowed evening. The custom of divination at this time of year is a rich tradition, as it's well known to be an auspicious time for communication with spirit. And so we continue the tradition with tonight's reading, The Hunt for the Haunt. If you look at the center of the table, you will see that there are 3 cards drawn from the Phantomwise tarot. Take a moment now to consider the cards and choose the one that is most appealing to you. It's okay to choose more than one. It's even okay to choose all 3. For those of you who chose card number 1, this is your reading. The Hunt of the Haunt is a reading about identifying what's plaguing your mind, what it is that is repeating again and again and again that you have been unable to resolve up until now. Your card to indicate this is the 7 of Wands. So with the 7 of Wands energy, you've got that backed into a corner feeling. And it just is like this constant battle against affronts, this constant battle against attacks coming from all sides. And you're just feeling like, when is it going to stop? Like you've been at this battle for a long time, and your back is against the wall and you're tired. And what you have is just this constant stress coming at you from these multiple angles. It's like when you go to sleep at night, you can't sleep because your mind is racing about all the things that you're trying to manage and all the things that you're trying to navigate. Then like all throughout the day, you're constantly in that overly revved mind state. You know, you think about a car where you turn the key and you don't let go and it just keeps turning over and over and over again. And it's like, that's the energy that your mind is in. Like you're just revving your brain over and over and over and over again. The thoughts won't cease. The stress never stops. And you're just constantly trying to gain control. So this is what is plaguing or haunting you. And what we're going to do now is consider the tarot to see if there are some answers there for you. And to do that, I am going to need to change the camera angle so we can see more of the table. Bear with me. All right, I think that should give us a nice view. So we're going to use dark mansions now. And the first thing we're going to look at is what's going on in your physical world. We're looking at the physical, whoa. Okay, the cards are very anxious to communicate. I've never had that happen. All the cards just came out for your reading. Okay, so yes, you've got, okay, that's just like what's going on in your mind. There's a lot going on. But we're going to try to get one card to represent what's physically going on in your world right now. It's just too many cards, so we got to keep going. We got to narrow that down to one card. One card to represent what's going on physically right now for those in this reading. Okay. All right, so what's going on in your physical world? We have the Ace of Wands. You're struggling to create something. So let's come back to that. We're going to put that in the center. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at what's been happening in the recent past to put you in this state. What have you been going through recently to put you in this state? Okay, Five of Pentacles. That means we've been struggling a bit with a poverty situation or a poverty mentality. And then what's coming to you? Okay, so we got a lot surrounding this. Like, this is kind of like the energy. I wanted a future energy or an energy you're heading into. And it's so closely related. And then we also got this here, Nine of Swords. Now, I only meant to draw one card, but you got two. We're going to put those two to work as one together. Okay. And then the final card I want to look at is what gives you strength at this time. What gives you strength now as you're struggling with this mental state? Yeah, so basically the reading here is about what's stressing you out. And what gives you strength is Emperor energy. So we're going to get to all of that. And I still need to get... Okay. Okay. So I wish this had happened on camera. But, okay. And I'm just going to put this as... I'm just going to put this to you because I set the cards down and I was no longer touching them and this further card came out. I was not looking for another card in this reading either, but since that happened, we're going to include the Death card in your reading. So I'm going to just kind of put this here. I don't know where it fits in yet. But as we go through it, I hope that insight will come. I'm going to back up a little bit and we can go through all the cards. So you're under just constant stress, constant strain and stress, and it's so heavy. It just feels, you feel like you wake up and you're, you wake up and you're at bat. You're going to battle. And all day long, you're going to battle. And all night long, you can't sleep because you're going to battle. And it's just like the attacks just keep on coming. Now, through no fault of your own, you're finding that there is a source for all of this stress that's coming from the Five of Pentacles card, which is poverty mentality. Now, I'm going to not sit here and tell you that all your troubles are your own fault for not thinking positive. But what I am going to say is that this is something that needs to be overcome because it simply isn't going to help. It simply isn't going to help the situation that you're in. So if you're stressing, fretting, worrying about possibly facing a dire situation, the best thing to do is to put that idea of that outcome out of your mind and to deal with what's in front of you at the moment. It's better to deal with what's right in front of you. You are struggling to find that Ace of Wands. You are struggling to find that one central thing to motivate you to go out there and claim life. You are looking for your life purpose. You're looking for something to make you feel excited to be alive again. And you're looking for what to create, what to do, what role to fulfill. And you're looking towards how to do this here in the earthly plane and here and now in the earthly plane. So wands are about taking that heavenly energy and or taking a concept that's up in the air, grounding it down to the earth and making it real. And this is what you're struggling with. How do you make your life what you want it to be in a real way? Now, okay, I think the Death card came out the way it did because it's an overall statement for the reading, and I'm sorry for the pause, but that just started to come through to me, and I'm going to put this to the side, and we're going to talk about that in a moment. You're going to find your strength and your ability to do this by embodying Emperor energy. Now, an Emperor is a good ruler, the good king. The Emperor is the one in the positive, not reversed, but in the positive. The Emperor is the good king. The Emperor is the one who can rule his land with benevolence, rule his life with complete confidence and a surety. He sits on a very strong foundation and established throne. So when you embody Emperor energy, we tend to look at the word Emperor as, well, I do. I don't know. Maybe other people don't. But there's a positive aspect to this card, which is simply about unifying with the high vibrational male energy. Remembering that we all have female and male aspects. And male energy tends to be about taking charge of the physical world. And that is what energy you need to connect to. There's some kind of meditation that you might find. I'm sorry that I don't know the frequency, but there are frequency of sound that can help you tune in and heal that energy, and that you can find those videos on YouTube as well. Okay, so this is it is important to overcome this state of mind and to find your solid grounding and your belief in yourself and your ability to create in the world, Because what's happening is with you're feeling defeated before you try. And then we've got this Four of Cups card here showing that you are you're in a state of boredom with life. You're in a state of ennui. Nothing is exciting. Nothing is invigorating you. You're living life day by day and just going through the motions of it. And it's not really meaning much right now. And the thing about that is that being in this state, you're not seeing there's a divine hand here wanting to give you a cup of fulfillment, that golden chalice, that so the cup holds the thing that you are going to create using the wand energy. Okay, and divine is trying to give that cup to you, but your mind is so busy fighting this battle, you're not seeing it. And you're tired and you're exhausted, you're worn out, and you're just kind of done with life right now. You don't want to deal with it anymore. And so that is getting in the way of your ability to live a happy and fulfilling life. Now, there's a reason why you've come into this state and why you're dealing with all of this. And the reason is because you've just been through so much. The Nine of Swords is a card of deep trauma. It's horrific, painful experiences, things that have really hurt you deep down. And it's this horrible pain, which is, if you juxtapose these two cards, you can kind of just see how they're related. It's like this constant battle against these things that this is internal, this is external, but we know that our inner world affects the outer world. And you're battling really with all this pain from your past, all these horrible betrayals or what trauma took place in your past. And this is definitely haunting you. And this is creating this constant state of stress and that poverty mentality, which is getting in the way of your ability to create life. And so what's happening here is that with all of this that's going on, with all of this stress you're under, the things that are happening around you right now, where you just constantly feel like you're fighting for your life, and that at the same time you're tired of it and kind of done with it. Well, what's happening right now is the overall card here, which I had not intended to pull, but it just came out, and that is the Death card. You're going through a transformation. So when we have these deep, horrible traumas that carry over from the past, and sometimes from the deep past, we go through a time of struggle where your body, mind, and soul are just not prepared to move on until this is healed, until this is resolved. And so what has to happen is a transformation. And this process of transformation is uncomfortable, and it's difficult, and it's challenging. And sometimes it does take external manifestations of the struggle in order for us to go through the transformation, to have the realizations that we need to make to go through the transformation. What's happening right now is that you're turning it all around and around and around. And this is going to bring you to a place where you begin to see it from a different perspective. As you turn it over and turn it over and turn it over, you start to gain insight, wisdom, and a new perspective from what you're seeing. And then you yourself begin to transform. And the person who was before will not be the same at the end of this process. You're changing into someone new. I can't tell you how much I wish that that death card had been caught on camera the way that it came out of the cards, because I was done. I was done selecting cards. I put them down. I wasn't touching them, and out it came. And so it was a really important message. It's a very important message to tune into, to understand that, yes, what you're struggling with is difficult, but you're coming out of something. You're coming out of something into something new. There's another side to this. And so you're feeling tired, you're feeling exhausted, you're feeling like you can't do it anymore, but just hold on, because there's another side to this. And you're in the process of that transformation. You're just going through it, and you're going to get to the other side. All right, that concludes the reading for those who chose card number 1 or the 7 of Wands. So I hope that you have enjoyed your reading, and if you have, please hit the like button. Maybe other people will find this video and gain some insight from it. Most of all, I'm just glad you came by. Thank you for watching, and I hope to catch you in another video. For those of you who chose card number 2 or the 10 of Pentacles, this is your reading. This is so sweet in a way, and it's almost heartbreaking, because what's haunting your mind is this deep, deep wish for a home. Your deep wish for stability and security in your life. Your deep wish for that place of your own, the place to call home. And so we're going to take a look then at some more details of this deeply held wish of yours that is on your mind, just constantly dreaming of it, wishing for it, hoping for it, and maybe not quite knowing how it will come true. I'm going to use the Dark Mansions Tarot to draw more information on this, and then I'm going to need a moment to move the camera back so we can see some more of the table. Okay, hopefully that's going to be a good view. And let's see what comes out in the cards. The last reading certainly surprised me, so let's see what comes out. So for the first card in the center, I'm looking at what's happening in your physical world surrounding this this haunt in your mind. What's happening in your physical world right now? And here we have a 7 of Cups. Okay, we're going to get to that. So the next thing I'm going to look at is in your immediate past, or like very immediate, what is giving energy to this? What is giving energy to this? Okay. We have a 4 of Swords card. The next thing I like to ask is, what gives you strength in this situation, in this consideration? What gives you strength? That's our third card here. Okay. We're kind of looking towards the direction of the influence of this, and we're looking for that. Oh, no, that's not it. Those were some turn cards from before. We want to make sure this is right. Okay. Boom. Tower. Okay, so this was only going to be a 4-card reading, but a second card did come out in this position, so I'm going to go ahead and take it and have these 2 cards operating together to bring meaning to that. So let's go over. Let's see. Okay, so let's go over that now and get your reading. Okay. So we asked at the center, what's going on in your physical world right now, or what's going on with you right now? And what we have is the 7 of Cups state. You are lost in your dreams. You're daydreaming. You're daydreaming a lot. You're wishing a lot for what you long to have. And wow, my attention immediately got drawn to that ghost in the center there. Can you see that? The ghost around the cup. Because this is the reading of what haunts your mind. Very funny to see that there. Okay. That's it. There's all these wishes on your mind. You see, each one of those cups represents something that we're dreaming about, wishing for, maybe even unrealistically, because this is known as a card of illusions. And so you're daydreaming and you're wishing, and there's no real foundation. There's no real motivation. There's nothing happening. You're just up there in the clouds in your head. And then with the 4 of Swords behind that, that means that right now you're in a restful state. You're in a peaceful place. You're in a peaceful place of mind, but you're just in a restful state where maybe you don't yet have the energy to make things happen or to go out in the world and create. You're in a time of respite and rest, and maybe you need this pause. Yeah, you need this pause because and your mind's turning over your wishes and your wants. And the reason is because you don't have a direction and you need to find one. And so you're taking a time of rest. You're perusing, you're looking at all the dreams and wishes that you have, and you're choosing. You're making a choice. So in this 7 of Cups card, that character there, the persona in the card, makes a decision. It's choosing one of the cups. And that's what you're trying to do right now. You're trying to figure out, you're just sort of casually, it's not a major stress right now. You're just sort of casually trying to figure out what is it you want to do, and you're dreaming of that moment when you experience your stability and have your home that's secure in the world. So what would give you strength at this time is the Hermit card. The Hermit card is all about going within, finding the answers within yourself. And so hopefully that's what you're doing at this time. With the combination here, the 4 of Swords and the 7 of Cups, I feel like that is what you're doing. This is a major arcana card, though, for a reason. This is talking about a major realization that that maybe changes the direction of your life. And so he goes into the cave for contemplation, spends a lot of time alone in there, in the silence there, in the dark there, until he can find that inner light to guide him, which is a reconnection to the divine and a reconnection to intuition. Normally this is a lantern that has the star energy within it, and that's also a healing energy. So I get a feeling here like life was rapid and fast and came at you hard, and then everything kind of, like you're just in this place, like you're in the eye of the storm. And as you're in that space and place, you're trying to make the most of it by figuring out like how to get here, how to get to that dream home of yours, that dream life of yours. So what I see coming up ahead is a major tower moment as you find the answer to what you're going to do to bring in your money. Okay. Now, here's the way that I see this. As you do, the pages are the messengers who are bringing in a message from your spirit guides, from higher frequency levels. Okay, so the page over here is coming to you. That is you. When you go within, you spend time in meditation, you get into that hermit mode, you download this knowledge, this information of what it is you need to do in order to move forward. And now, boom, that shakes up your whole life. It takes you in some new direction. You suddenly understand what you need to do. And now you're finding your way into the dream that you want, the home that you want, the life that you want to manifest. And so it's very valuable at this time. It's the dreaming is good. The daydreaming is good to a point. It's like a starting point. And then there should be some movement forward where you feel like, okay, one idea is rising above the rest. You're starting to make a choice. You're going in a direction. And if you're not finding yourself going in a direction, okay, major hermit mode. It's time to put your mind to this task and make a choice and find that page of pentacles there. Find that coin, that golden coin, that little bit of inspiration that takes you in the right direction and brings you home, to the home that you have been longing for. All right, that concludes the reading for those who chose card number 2. I hope that you enjoyed your reading, and if you did, then please hit the like button at the bottom of the screen, and that will help to share the message with others. Mostly though, I'm just saying thank you for coming by. I hope that you're watching the channel. You may want to subscribe if you're interested in more of the Halloween themed readings, and you will find them on a playlist there on my channel called Halloween Read-a-thon 2023. Thank you for watching, and I hope to catch you in another video. For those of you who chose card number 3, or Judgment, this is your reading. So considering the Judgment card, it tells me that what's weighing on your mind is the justice of life. You're asking yourself a couple of things, and one is whether or not you're living your life well, and are you living your life in a way that fulfills your purpose. But you're also asking yourself, is there justice for the times when you've experienced harsh treatment at the hands of someone else? If we look at those scales, this is a reference to the afterlife with, I believe that's Where your heart is weighed against the weight of a feather, and if it's lighter than a feather, then you go on to the heavenly realm, and if it's not, then you're reincarnated. And it's the weighing of the heart is the assessment of whether or not you lived a good life and learned your lessons, what you came here to be, what you came here to do. So that's what the card is referencing. In its application, it's generally talking about karma, things like this. As I'm looking at it as a haunting aspect, as something that is on your mind that kind of doesn't let go, then what you've been considering is the fairness of life, right? Unfair things do happen, and then we're left with this sort of calloused remark, well, life isn't fair. And yet that doesn't feel like enough to resolve it, does it? And there's questions about that. There's questions that remain after that statement. It's questions like, well, why isn't it fair? Questions like, why do good things happen to bad people? Why do bad things happen to good people? Where is the karma that we speak of? Where is the justice that we believe is natural and should automatically follow? And so this is the kind of thing that's been weighing on your mind. And I feel this deep sense of dissatisfaction, that there is something within you or within your experience that you have just felt that there is no fairness, not just in life, but in the design, in the great design of things. There's just no fairness there at all. And so we're going to get more into this as I pull the tarot cards and try to get more information for you. Since I'm going to do a tarot card layout, I'm going to pull the camera back to get a better view of the table. But I like for you to be able to get a close, good look at your card while we're talking about it, which is why I start up close. Okay, bear with me as I change my camera angle. All right, my plan here is to do a 4-card reading, but I've had some surprises in the last couple of readings, so we'll see what happens here. The first card is going to go in the center, and this is the card that's going to show us what's happening in your physical world, what's around you right now. And for this, we have the 6 of Wands energy. Okay. This is often known to be the card of marriage. I'm feeling like this is not happening to you, but happening around you. Okay. And then the card to the left, this one is going to be looking at the immediate influence on these thoughts of yours. And here we have the High Priestess. I'm going to get the third card. The third card is going to go 1 card down, and this is what strengthens you in this situation. So if your mind is being haunted and kind of plagued by these thoughts, what would give you strength over them? And here we got the Devil card. Okay, and then we're looking for the future influence of this haunting of the mind. Where is it taking you? What direction are we going in? Are we heading towards, or what would be better to head towards? Okay. I did pull an extra card because at first... Okay, let's reverse that. Okay. So the first card that came out was the Five of Pentacles. I did decide to pull an extra card to help me understand that, because that's a strange sort of advice. A strange card to receive as a kind of advice card. So I needed a minute there. Okay. So I think this got interpreted in a different way than I meant. When I said give strength, I meant to overcome. This seems to be telling me what strengthens your struggle, what strengthens the stress of this mental haunting. Okay, so centrally, what's happening with you? Maybe there's people around you right now experiencing happiness in life and stability in life, because that's what this card is about. Six of Wands is happiness and stability, and you're kind of looking at this and going, that's wonderful for them, happy for them and all, but what about me? Where's my happiness? Where's my stability? When am I going to find this in my life? When am I going to have that? And so underneath here, what I meant was for this to be a strengthening card, but what it's telling me is what's feeding this kind of a mental obsession with, and it's jealousy. There's a need to overcome this jealousy. Just understanding that we are all here on a life contract and meant to live and experience different outcomes. And it may seem that it's not fair. And I have this feeling like right over here in the Five of Pentacles, what's that say? What that card is saying, I feel that it is not fair. I feel that what's happening to me is not fair. It's not, I'm being treated poorly, is what this card is saying. And my outcome is it doesn't match my effort. My outcome doesn't equal my effort. And so I meant for this to be an advice card, but again, it just elaborated on it. You know, Spirit has its own messages. They don't fit my agenda. With the Two of Pentacles, that's a need to find balance or being able to balance things out. And so you've got to be able to balance out this jealousy and this feeling of unfairness, perhaps by... I know what I'm going to say. It's just, I know that you're not going to like it. But truly and honestly being happy for people and what they have and not needing to have the same thing. You gotta, it's hard, but you gotta let that go. You gotta let that go because we're not all meant to have the same experience. If you are on a different path, it's for a reason. And in the balance of things, it will be clearer for you to find that reason. And we may have an answer here for what it is that's influencing all of this right now. Because we've pulled the High Priestess card. And the High Priestess is someone who is extremely evolved spiritually. A spiritual leader even. One who has direct access to the Book of Knowledge or Akashic Records. One who balances heaven and earth, joins them together. To have such a high spiritual calling, you most likely would not have a life partner, because this is so much work that you're going to be doing. And it's important work that you're going to be doing, and it's lonely to not have that partner in life. And it can be a very difficult thing to accept if that's not part of your path. But this staying in a state of jealousy is going to just enslave you to that jealousy, for one thing. That's why it came out in a devil card. And for another thing, it's going to continue to throw you off balance. You have to resolve this within yourself. I know it's not what you want to hear. And I know it's difficult because I've been through it. When you are seeking love outside yourself, it's very hard to accept that it's not going to come that way. Before the High Priestess, love comes from within, and it comes from above. It comes from the divine connection. You will connect to love and have it. It's just not going to be a physical partner. But let me just say that this is a snapshot, a picture of this time, this moment. So at the moment, this is what you need to be able to accept. This does not mean that it will never, ever be the right time for you to have a life partner. It just means that at this time, you need to be doing your spiritual development. And it's sometimes hard to turn your attention away from that because it is such a powerful need to have that fulfillment of love. It is a very powerful, deep-seated need, deep in the psyche. And it's very hard to turn your attention away from that and put the focus on other things. But you're going to have to figure out how to do that and put your attention into your spiritual development at this time. Now, what happens in 5 years? What happens in 10 years? Who knows? Right now, that's not part of this reading. This reading is just in this moment. So I'm not telling you to give up entirely all hope on ever having a life partner, but it's just not what you need to be focusing on at this time. Okay, that concludes the reading for those who chose card number 3 or the Judgment card. And as difficult as the message is to receive, I hope that you did enjoy your reading. If you did find it meaningful, insightful, useful, then please hit that like button at the bottom of the screen and help others to find the video. Maybe they too will find something useful in it. If you are enjoying these readings or looking for something a little more uplifting, then go visit my channel, Mooncat Tarot. Visiting my channel, you will find there are many Halloween-themed readings available on the Halloween Read-a-thon 2023 playlist. And I am also, if you look in the description box below, I am offering free readings through the month of November and December. So feel free to sign yourself up for a free personal reading on my Calendly page by clicking on or copying the link below. Most of all, I'm so happy you came by tonight. Thank you for visiting, and I hope that you have a wonderful evening.